クイラー RDSH、米 SH、外務種からハピー SA レタ近畿ケアです。このケア WA シュッシュ風 NI やっと認可 SA れています。練馬区で生物災害 GA へ生しました。サック翼 WA、この生物災害ノージェン一重引用不印 WA 生物兵器取引の執筆 ANI あることを確認した。武器の販売者2武器を KNY 使用2したものの中身弾撃2刺し傷のある死体 GA 発訓 SA れた。クイラー RDSHWA 世界保健機関や他の国際保健団体2火力シーラ、これ GA 度の稲生物兵器ダタの経営を解明し、地理計画を策定する予定だ。感染拡大を防ぐため、練馬区で WA 予部策2シーラ隔離 GA を行われる。この件一重引用不役 WA 自衛隊 GA 実施する。すべての人 WA 所定の場所 NI 避難する必要 GA あります。いかなるリー GA @MO 外 NI でないでください。H シック機関から質問 SA れた場合 WA 質問 NI 答えていただくは以下力シーラください。日本政府 WA テロ納期レベルを最大 NI 引き上げた。所以 NI ツイート WA 続をお待ちください。
This is an emergency alert issued by the Ministry of Health, Labour and Welfare, the Ministry of Defence and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. This alert is authorised by the Office of the Prime Minister. A biological hazard has been detected in the Nerima ward. Investigators have confirmed that the cause of this biological hazard is a bioweapons deal gone wrong. Dead bodies with gunshot and stab wounds were found among the seller of the weapon and those who attempted to purchase the weapon. The Ministry of Health, Labour and Welfare will be working with the World Health Organization and other international health groups to figure out what bioweapon this was and develop a treatment plan. As a precaution, the Nerima ward will be quarantined to prevent the spread of any possible infection. This quarantine will be enforced by the self-defense forces. All persons are required to shelter in place. Do not go outside for any reason. If any law enforcement questions you, please cooperate and answer any questions they may have. The Japanese government has raised the terrorist threat level to maximum. Stay tuned for further information.
近畿ケア。これ WA テストで WA ありません。練馬区、多々区、葛飾区で感染力の強い感染 SHGA 万一重引用不 ENC らいます。この場合 WA、皮膚 NI 豆の形成を引き起こすウイルス感染種ドス。ウイルスの SHJNIWA、セスシ41、ドゥの発熱、大理の発キャン、咳、くしゃみ、フ、ジェリー、皮膚の発疹、血布、媒変など GA 含まれます。大理の灼血 GASHJ2 シーラ現れます。薬船、離脳感染 GA 確認 SA れている。他 NIMOSHJGA ある感染 GA ありますが、ウイルスの性質 GA 現時点で WA 不明であるため、特定すること WA できません。目撃 SA レタ SHJ に基づいと、科学者たち WA これ GA 大 TS ウイルスの新しい形態である感染 GAR2 考えています。天一重引用不燃と2シーラよく知られています。慶応の場合、パンデミック GA 規則 NI 始まる感染 GA あります。 安全と健康のため、屋内 NI と待っとください。必需品の2種やチリ以外のリーで外出しなでください。ウイルスの SHJGA ある人 WA 自己隔離し、KYKY スピス NI 電話する必要 GA あります。TKY 全一重引用不 IKIGA 隔離 SA れること NI なる。逮捕 SARE 感染したとみなされますので、市外でようとしなでください。ありつ WA 遵守しなければなりません。社会不安やその他の犯罪キー WA に SA りません。安全を確保し、この JKY の進展 NI ツイート最新 JHO に趣旨らください。
Emergency alert. This is not a test. A highly infectious disease is spreading in the Nerima, Adaki and the Katsushika wards. The disease is a viral infection that causes the formation of blood blisters on the skin. Symptoms of the virus include a fever of 41 degrees centigrade, profuse sweating, coughing, sneezing, vomiting, diarrhea, skin rashes, blood blisters and lesions. Heavy bleeding appears to be a symptom. About 1,000 people are confirmed to be infected with the disease. There may be other symptoms, but due to the currently unknown nature of the virus, that cannot be determined. Based on the symptoms witnessed, scientists believe that this might be a new form of the variola major virus, better known as smallpox. If this is the case, a pandemic could begin quickly. For your safety and health, stay inside. Do not go outside for any reason other than to get essential supplies or for medical treatment. People showing symptoms of the virus should self-isolate and call emergency services. The entirety of Tokyo will be quarantined. Do not attempt to leave the city as you will be subject to arrest and be considered infected. Laws must be followed, civil unrest and other criminal activity will not be tolerated. Stay safe and stay informed on developments of this situation.
このメスジ WA、クイラー RDSH 及びシュッシュ風 NI アット認可 SA レタ KSHA 正 J の緊急事態です。市内 NI 万一重引用不 EN するウイルス WA 生物兵器であること GA 確認 SA レタ。このウイルス WA、致死性肺原体の生産を専門とする基礎連の生物製剤部門からのものである。キー大学の科学者 WA、この場機 WA.1 重引用不燃とのイスヒューディアユと結論付けました。しかし、エボラウイルス、牛一時熱、C 型肝一重引用不 EN ウイルスの遺伝子駆動 WA 存在します。JH 機関の悪国 NI よる2、ウイルス WA キー感染し、汚染 SA レタ背面 NI やっと広がる感染 GA あります。これらの悪国だ WA、このウイルスの致死率 WA97% であるとも述べられといます。疫学者 WA、キード WA9 万人 GA この場機 NI 感染しいらいると考えています。科学者たち WA このウイルスを正式 NI 人質血性ポックジルス28またはヘムポックス28と名付けました。ヘムポックス 28NI 対する基地のチリ H やチリ HWA ありません。感染を避ける最善の OHHWA、屋内 NI とまり、他の人から離れることです。 TKY 脳隔離措置 WA 夫父 GAR メイド継続 SLL。保健区域 WA 感染者を治理するため野戦馬院を設置する予定だ。すべての KKY 脳主会 WA 固く禁じられと言います。学区や礼拝所 2DYNI すべての記議 MO 閉鎖 SL ます。食類廃棄 WA 各種 NI 一度配達 SL ます。転用 NI キー NIWA 極度脳武力 NI やっと対処 SL ます。TKY から出ようとするもの WA 射殺 SLL。TSJ の番組 WA 無期限 NI 停止 SLL。
This message is a public health emergency authorized by the Ministry of Health, Labour and Welfare and the Office of the Prime Minister. It is confirmed that the virus spreading through the city is a biological weapon. This virus is from the former Soviet Union's Biopreparat division that specialized in the production of lethal pathogens. Scientists at the University of Tokyo have concluded that this disease is a form of smallpox. However, there is genetic coding from the Ebola virus, bovine ephemeral fever and hepatitis C virus. Intelligence reports show that the virus is airborne and can spread by contaminated surfaces. These reports also state that the virus is 97% lethal. Epidemiologists believe that 90,000 people in Tokyo have contracted this disease. Scientists have officially dubbed the virus as human hemorrhagic pox virus 28 or Hempox 28. There is no known treatment or cure for Hempox 28. Your best chance of avoiding infection is to remain indoors and away from other people. The quarantine of Tokyo will remain in effect until further notice. Health authorities will set up field hospitals to treat the infected. All public gatherings are strictly forbidden. All businesses will be closed, as will schools and places of worship. Food rations will be delivered once every other week. Unruly behavior will be dealt with through extreme force. Those attempting to leave Tokyo will be shot. Normal programming will be suspended indefinitely.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention in conjunction with the Department of Defense. Civil danger warning. A viral outbreak is taking place in the city of Los Angeles. Several cases of Hempox 28 have been confirmed at the Ronald Reagan UCLA Medical Center. Epidemiologists have discovered that multiple people infected with the Hempox 28 virus escaped the Tokyo quarantine zone and had spread the virus across Japan. Flights with infected people have landed in the United States, Canada, Mexico and Israel. In order to curb the spread of infection, the federal government has closed all American airspace. Los Angeles County has been placed under lockdown. Symptoms of Hempox 28 include a fever of 107 degrees, profuse sweating, coughing, sneezing, vomiting, diarrhea, skin rashes, blood blisters and lesions. Internal and external bleeding are common symptoms. The World Health Organization has declared the Hempox 28 virus a public health emergency of international concern. The virus has pandemic potential. All persons in the Los Angeles County area are required to wear masks to help prevent the spread of the virus when going outside. People showing Hempox 28 symptoms must self-isolate. The infection is a biological weapon developed in the former Soviet Union as part of their biological weapons program. Those attempting to initially obtain the pathogen were killed in a weapons deal gone wrong. Interpol confirms that the people attempting to obtain the pathogen are part of a terrorist organization, albeit an unidentified group. Persons are advised to avoid unnecessary travel. Those with information on the unidentified terrorist organization should call either the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the Department of Homeland Security, or the National Security Agency. It is possible that American citizens, including law enforcement, might be affiliated with the terrorists. This message will repeat in 1 hour.
This is a national public health emergency issued by the government of Israel. A little virus known as Hempox 28 is rapidly spreading amongst the population. People infected with Hempox 28 have symptoms of both Ebola virus and smallpox virus. Symptoms of Hempox 28 include a fever of 41 degrees centigrade, profuse sweating, coughing, sneezing, vomiting, diarrhea, skin rashes, blood blisters and lesions. Internal and external bleeding happens in a majority of cases. Depression is also a common symptom in about half of all cases. The virus is a biological weapon developed in the former Soviet Union. The infection is 97% lethal. Incubation time is 2 to 4 days. Most Hempox 28 cases are clustered in the Golan Heights and Judea and Samaria region. There are some cases of Hempox 28. Infection in Eastern Jerusalem. Casualties are unknown at this point. All persons are required to remain indoors. Going outside will result in arrest and detention without formal charges. Those engaging in criminal activity will be shot without warning. This station will switch to emergency programming.
Dit is 'n nasionale noodgeval. Gee aandag aan die volgende boodskap aangesien dit inligting bevat wat noodsaaklik is vir jou veiligheid. Wêreldwye pandemie is aan die gang. Die pandemie word veroorsaak deur 'n virus bekend as die Hemorrhagic Pox 28 virus, ook bekend as Hempox 28 virus. Die Hempox 28 virus veroorsaak simptome wat verband hou met pokke en Ebola. Wetenskaplikes het tot die gevolgtrekking gekom dat Hempox 28 97% dodelik is. Dit word ook bevestig dat die virus 'n biologiese wapen is wat in die voormalige Sowjetunie ontwikkel is. Nog belangriker, 'n terreurorganisasie is geïdentifiseer as agter die begin van hierdie pandemie. Nasionale veiligheidsowerhede het verklaar dat 'n groep genaamd die Women's Freedom Regiment agter die verkryging en vrystelling van die Hempox 28 virus staan. Interpol probeer saam met internasionale agentskappe teen terrorisme om die doel van die terreurgroep uit te vind. Die regering van Suid-Afrika het ook gevalle van Hempox 28 in die Wes-Kaap provinsie bevestig. Die virus is in die lug. Dit is waarskynlik dat meer as 50.000 mense tans besmet is. As die virus onbeperk versprei, sal dit die meeste mense in die land en waarskynlik die wêreld doodmaak. Alle gebiede met Hempox 28 gevalle sal in kwarantyne geplaas word. Moenie probeer om die kwarantainesone te verlaat nie. Jy sal op sig geskiet word sonder vrae. Alle mense moet binnenshuis bly, anders word jy gearresteer. Hou jou televisie of voorkeurtoestel aan vir verdere inligting. Leyimeko kaxakeka kazwelonke. Nika ingqalelo kulo myalezo ulandelayo njengoko uqulethe ulwazi olubalulekileyo kukhuseleko lwakho. Ubhubhane wehlabathi jikelele uyaqhubeka. Lo bhubhane ubangelwa yintsholongwane eyaziwa ngokuba yi-Human Hemorrhagic Pox kubili isishiyagalombili virus ekwabizwa ngokuba yi-Hempox kubili isishiyagalombili virus. Intsholongwane ye-Hempox kubili isishiyagalombili ibangela impawu ezinxulumene ne-smallpox kunye ne-Ebola. Ingcali zenzululwazi zigqibe kwelokuba i-Hempox kubili isishiyagalombili isishiyagalolunye isikhombisa ebulalayo. Kukwaqinisekisiwe ukuba intsholongwane sisixhobo sebhayoloji esaphuhliswa kwindawo eyayisakuba yiSoviet Union. Okona kubalulekileyo kukuba umbutho wabanqolobi uchongwe njengoyena uphambili ekuqalekeni kwesi sifo. Abaphathi bezokhuseleko belizwe bathi iqela elibizwa ngokuba ngumbutho wenkululeko yabaseThihini lisemva kokufumana kunye nokukhupha intsholongwane ye-Hempox kubili isishiyagalombili. I-Interpol kunye neeyahente zamazwe ngamazwe ezichasene nabanqolobi zizama ukufumana injongo yeqela labanqolobi. Urhulumente waseMzantsi Afrika ukwaqinisekisile iimeko ze-Hempox kubili isishiyagalombili kwiphondo lentshona Koloni. Intsholongwane ihamba emoyeni. Kusenokwenzeka ukuba ngaphezulu kwama-50,000 abantu abosulelekileyo ngoku. Ukuba intsholongwane isasazeka ngokungathintelekiyo, iya kubulala abantu abaninzi elizweni kwaye mhlawumbi nehlabathi. Zonke iindawo ezine-Hempox kubili isishiyagalombili iimeko ziya kuvalelwa zodwa. Musa ukuzama ukushiya ummandla wokuvalelwa. Uya kudutyulwa ngokubona ngaphandle kwemibuzo. Bonke abantu kufuneka bahlale ezindlwini kungenjalo uya kubanjwa. Gcina umabonakude wakho okanye isixhobo osithandayo sivuliwe ukuze ufumane ulwazi oluthe vetshe.
This is a national emergency. Pay attention to the following message as it contains information vital to your safety. A global pandemic is in progress. The pandemic is being caused by a virus known as human hemorrhagic pox 28 virus, also known as Hempox 28 virus. The Hempox 28 virus causes symptoms associated with smallpox and Ebola. Scientists concluded that Hempox 28 is 97% lethal. It is also confirmed that the virus is a biological weapon developed in the former Soviet Union. More importantly, a terrorist organization has been identified as being behind the starting of this pandemic. National security authorities have stated that a group, called the Women's Freedom Regiment, is behind obtaining and releasing the Hempox 28 virus. Interpol alongside international counter-terrorism agencies are attempting to figure out the objective of the terrorist group. The government of South Africa has also confirmed cases of Hempox 28 in the Western Cape province. The virus is airborne. It's likely that over 50,000 people are currently infected. If the virus spreads unmitigated, it will kill most people in the country and probably the world. All areas with Hempox 28 cases will be quarantined. Do not attempt to leave the quarantine zone. You will be shot on sight without questions. All people must remain indoors or you will be arrested. Keep your television or preferred device on for further information.
Miss Watkins. It looks like that the bourgeoisie are onto the Women's Freedom Regiment organization. I am not sure as to how much material and financial support I can provide to you as I risk not only my cover but the new order's cover. I will attempt to send in some of my militia members to assist you. I am also sending extra samples of pale horse to our allies in Europe and Africa. Should the capitalist pigs catch wind of your affiliation with me, I will have to cut you off. Good luck, and may the people's revolution prevail.
No! No fire hydrant! I'm stuck. Yeah! Hey! Yeah!
Good night. Are you guys playing with that busted ball now? Ah!
I got bad news, men. Chet Elderson died. Natural causes.
Oh, man, what a shame. Bummer, man.
Very sad.
Oh, for crying out loud!
Law enforcement warning. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Federal Bureau of Investigation in conjunction with the New York State Police Department. A terrorist cell has been found operating in the Brooklyn borough. The terrorists in question, Women's Freedom Regiment, are a far-left feminist organization that endorses female supremacy, enslavement of males, and the genocide of transgender people. The Women's Freedom Regiment is also noted to have white nationalist aspects to their ideology, as they oppose women of color having any positions of power, despite their largely left-wing ideology. This terrorist organization is responsible for the release of the Hempox 28 virus that has already killed millions of people. Federal law enforcement agencies have identified a person that is likely to hold power in the group. This person of interest is known as Helena Watkins. Helena Watkins is a 43-year-old woman from Norway. She is described as having short brown hair, blue eyes, is 5 feet 10 inches tall, and commonly wears a green jumpsuit. Helena Watkins is considered armed and dangerous. The Women's Freedom Regiment also has members patrolling the streets, either killing or kidnapping people. If you see Helena Watkins or have information on the Women's Freedom Regiment, call law enforcement immediately. Do not attempt to apprehend the suspect on your own. This message will repeat.
Hello, Miss Helena Watkins. I am Special Agent Samantha Frampton. I am with the United States Department of Homeland Security. As of now, you are designated as an enemy combatant, terrorist, and enemy of the state. Your constitutional rights are suspended. You will have no right to legal counsel. To put it bluntly, Miss Watkins, you are in very deep shit. Now you will answer all questions truthfully. Do you understand how deep you are in? Special Agent, go fuck yourself. Miss Watkins, I will make you talk. According to the information gathered in a raid on the Brooklyn terrorist cell, we know you were working with a black market trading group that brought the Hempox 28 virus to Japan and began the pandemic. We also know that you're a group of terrorists are working with some other terrorist organization. Be aware that I would love nothing more than to kill you. You claim that the Women's Freedom Regiment is an organization to help so-called real women. Keep in mind that I am gay and I had a wife, but thanks to you assholes, she died. I have nothing to lose now. So talk, or I will start with cutting off the tip of your nose with a butter knife. Talk, you goddamn bitch, or you will suffer slowly and painfully. I don't think you understand the world we are trying to build. It will be glorious. The evils of capitalism and the suppression of women will end. So-called transgender women will die. Men will be placed in shackles. I bet that you are not gay at all. You are just covering for the patriarchy. I bet that you let men walk over you and use you for their sick pleasure. You good-for-nothing bitch. How dare you? I warned you that you will suffer slowly. Let's start by cutting off the tip of your nose and cut off an ear. Fuck, that hurts. Oh God, this hurts so badly. Don't do this. Which terrorist organization is your group of monsters working with? If you do not answer my questions or if you insult me, I will cut off all the fingers on your hands. Got it, or should I show you that I am not kidding? I can think of many torture methods that will make you beg for death. Answer me. Okay, you drive a hard bargain. I actually don't know which group it is, but they are funding our efforts. I can tell you that the answers you are looking for is in a compound in Frankfurt, Kentucky. I will say that your efforts will be in vain. Rot in hell. Thank you, Miss Watkins. The medics will be in here shortly. However, I hope you die from a painful infection. Many of the people I love are gone. I will make sure that your little friends will be killed in the most gruesome manner possible.
Civil emergency message. This alert has been authorized by the United States Department of Homeland Security and the Kentucky State Police Department. The federal government has authorized an anti-terrorist operation in the city of Frankfurt. The Women's Freedom Regiment has a compound located in the downtown area. Soldiers from the Kentucky National Guard and personnel from the Kentucky National Police Department SWAT teams will assist teams from Homeland Security and the National Security Agency in bringing down the terrorist cell. All civilians are required to remain indoors during the anti-terrorist operation. It is likely that some of the terrorists are disguised as civilians. According to intelligence reports from Interpol, there have been numerous kidnappings. Nearly all victims are confirmed to be men and transgender women. The terrorists are either killing the kidnapping victims or using them for illegal medical experimentation. Please report all suspicious activity to federal authorities.
これ WA テストで WA ありません。これ WA 国家非自治体だ。このメスジ WA 日本の臨時人民政府 NI やっとしら SA れています。出首、国会議員全一重引用不印、政府関係者全一重引用不印 GA 支部または行方不明となっている。自衛隊 WA あくみした。日本国民のほとんど GA なくなっています。しかし、恐れること WA ありません。KI から廃墟となった日本国 WA 日本人民民主共和国トゥーシーら再建 SA れます。日本人民民主共和国 WA クリマルクストゥウラジミルリラノーリ NI 基づくものとなる。日本国民と WA 社会をクイラな社会 NI します。既産主義を拒否するすべての政党、人民民主共和国 NI 反対するすべてのミディアプラティフミュー。適切な伝統的結婚を軽視する政党、及び適切な性的役割を遵守しない政党 WA 即時生産 SA れます。利を守れないもの WA 再帰区を受けます。ヘムポックス28のワクチンセス風 WA イリー自宅仕事 2DYNI すべての人 GAD できる YNI なります。お世話になります。人民革命万歳。
This is not a test. This is a national emergency. This message is authorized by the Provisional People's Government of Japan. The Prime Minister, every member of the Diet and assorted government officials are either dead or missing. The self-defense forces have collapsed. Most citizens of Japan are dead. Fear not, however. Starting today, the ruined nation of Japan will be rebuilt as the People's Democratic Republic of Japan. The People's Democratic Republic of Japan will be based on the ideals of Karl Marx and Vladimir Lenin. The People's Party of Japan will make society a just society. All political parties that reject communism, all media platforms that speak out against the People's Democratic Republic. Those who disrespect proper traditional marriage and those who fail to abide by the proper gender roles will be liquidated, effective immediately. Those who fail to abide by our rules will be put through re-education. Vaccination for Hempox 28 will be made available for everyone, as will healthcare, housing and work. You will be cared for. Long live the People's Revolution.
Acesta nu este un test. O urgență națională este în desfășurare. Toate măsurile pentru a împiedica Hempox 28 să ajungă în țară au eșuat. Peste 19.000 de cazuri de Hempox 28 sunt confirmate cu 8.000 de victime. Ca urmare a focarului, toate zonele cu cazuri de Hempox 28 vor fi puse în carantină. Oricine încearcă să părăsească zonele de carantină va fi imediat reținut și izolat. O comandă de adăpost la nivel național este acum în vigoare până la o nouă notificare. Oamenii nu au voie să-și părăsească proprietatea. Cei care o fac vor fi arestați. În plus, o organizație militantă de extremă stângă cunoscută sub numele de Ordinul Poporului și grupul său asociat Regimentul pentru Libertatea Femeilor lansează un atac terorist global. Obiectivul lor este de a aduce lumea sub un guvern comunist în stil marxist-leninist. Pentru a combate această amenințare teroristă globală, forțele armate ale României vor face echipă cu forțele armate ale Republicii Moldova și cu forțele armate ale Ucrainei pentru a forma Alianța Antiteroristă din Europa de Est. Scopul Alianței Antiteroriste din Europa de Est este de a pune capăt amenințării teroriste în curs de desfășurare. Orice persoană asociată cu Ordinul Poporului și Regimentul pentru Libertatea Femeilor va fi considerată teroriști și trădători. Informațiile atât despre Hempox 28, cât și despre Alianța Antiteroristă din Europa de Est vor fi făcute publice. Programarea normală va fi suspendată.
This is not a test. A national emergency is in progress. All measures to prevent Hempox 28 from reaching the country have failed. Over 19,000 cases of Hempox 28 are confirmed with 8,000 casualties. As a result of the outbreak, all areas with Hempox 28 cases will be quarantined. Anybody attempting to leave the quarantine zones will be immediately detained and put into isolation. A nationwide shelter-in-place order is now in effect until further notice. People are not allowed to leave their property. Those who do will be arrested. In addition, a far-left militant organization known as the People's Order and its associate group Women's Freedom Regiment are launching a global terrorist attack. Their objective is to bring the world under a Marxist-Leninist-style communist government. To combat this global terrorist threat, the Romanian armed forces will team up with armed forces of the Republic of Moldova and the armed forces of Ukraine to form the Eastern European Counter-Terrorist Alliance. The goal of the Eastern European Counter-Terrorist Alliance is to end the ongoing terrorist threat. Anybody associated with the People's Order and the Women's Freedom Regiment will be considered terrorists and traitors. Information on both Hempox 28 and the Eastern European Counter-Terrorist Alliance will be made publicly available. Normal programming will be suspended.
Tovi NATSAONALEN signal Z8 IZVN RDNI S82ATSAI. SMRTONOSNO BIOTRORISTICHNO SBITIE SERAZAGRAVAVTSYALA BLZARAYA. NARODNAYAT RETIASOTSAIRANATA SNIZO Grupă POC Z8 Sviboda N8 ZHNIT PUSKAT VIRUSA HMPOX 28 VIZIO LMIT ZRADIO V. OSVN TOVITRORISTIT ZADISTVATMOSHTNI NAPALMOVI BOMBI VIZIO LMI ZRADIO V SNASLNI NUTSTOK KHILYADI DUSHI. ZHRTVIT S8 NIZVSTNI, NOSESMYATA, CS8 BLIZO SHESTDSET KHILYADI DUSHI. POTVRDNO E, CS LUCHAIT N8 HMPOX, 2 OSMSTOTIN SHESTDSETI SEDM KHILYADI DUSHI. VOTZO VOR PRA VITLSTVOTO N8 BLZARIYA IZBRA DSE PRA SEDINI KM IZTOCHNO EVRO PISKIUIA ALIANS Z8 BARBA STRORIZMA. Z8 DSLOZHI KRAI N8 TRORISTICHNATA ZAPLAKHA. VOENNI KIPI SHT RABOTUIAT ZADNO. Z8 the PROSLEDUIAT VSACHKI KLETKI N8 NARODNIUIA RETI the ZI IZPRAVUIAT pred PRAVOSDIETO. VSACHKI KORA S8 DLZHNI the POTRSYAT PODSLON SEGA. IZBUKHVANETO N8 HEMPOX. 2 TRORISTICHNIT PREDSTAVLYAVAT RISK Z8 OBSHTSTVNATA BZOPASNOST IZAPLAKHA Z8 NATSAONALNATA SHZURNOST. SHT BDSZDADNA ZORSHTA LINIUIA Z8 SOBSHTA VANE N8 SLCHAI N8 HMPOX, 2. SHT BDSZDADNA VTORA ZORSHTA LINIUIA Z8 SOBSHTA VANE N8 TRORISTICHNADINOST. AKOVV VASHIUIA RAION DISTVAT TRORISTI, UVDOMET PRAVITLSTVNIT SLZHITLI. NESEOPITVAIT SAMIDSE BIET STRORISTIT. TOVSOBSHTNIE SHT SEPOVTARYA N8 VSKI CHAS.
This is a national emergency alert. A deadly bioterror event is taking place across Bulgaria. The People's Order and its associate group Women's Freedom Regiment are releasing the Hempox 28 virus in major cities. In addition, the terrorists are setting off powerful napalm bombs in major cities with populations above 100,000 people. Casualties are unknown, but are believed to be near 60,000 people. The cases of Hempox 28 are confirmed to be at 867,000 people. In response, the government of Bulgaria has opted to join the Eastern European Counter-Terrorist Alliance to end the terrorist threat. Military teams will work together to track down all People's Order cells and bring them to justice. All people are required to seek shelter now. The Hempox 28 outbreak and the terrorist attacks are a public safety risk and a national security threat. A hotline will be established to report Hempox 28 cases. A second hotline will be established to report terrorist activity. If there are terrorists operating in your local area, inform government officials. Do not attempt to fight the terrorists yourself. This message will repeat every hour.
Nie dediete fra omokresia o te dakimenise di etseti geralisech koegis mastenik kianewi. Besi debattete me in a kebabuik fitini hani be sebritikirite fitsimwa. Yerki irritatic irili metopisi hasenment veris in alquali. Ye veir se finite, ye bawa, ye bam nifimralatic sedi in a tefedisis veris it in retinewi. Ye veir semolactachi, andamatul sabat yurik sedi, tefitini labe, mesal, mesinitisi, mesdelk, tekeme. Yekresefede, Yerimajuda Sena Kislachi. Yewazeti in a bochi de memafisate on the motachi. Labu yet on the military cult we manifestation newe. Yet is it is what you could it is a bay metaphasic says it in Leoni Sally. يمكن فكرة بوالي بإثيوبيا بسرش وفكرة نشوي. People's order يتبعوا مسير الشباب رجالها ومن يستدين نظام كدوالي. Japan بزبي ready وسري ودكلتش. يتوقع برتني إن يسمي يرون لي ميريت مكسب وفيون دي فخشي ويري بدريتي الوسيلتين نالشي. من جسري بورشين نظام كدرين يشبرين اكسكسن ومدري ودرو حيلشين بمسمر اللاينيوي. How جلسي مغلطة سكسدي رسبتي وسيديكي. بسيدني تنادي يغليتشم أموريجين مملوشين ألمينيري يكتيل.
This is a national emergency warning issued by the government of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia. A deadly bioterror attack has taken place in the city of Addis Ababa and surrounding areas. A far-left militant organization has released the Hempox 28 virus. This virus is a combination of smallpox, Ebola, bovine ephemeral fever and hepatitis C virus. Symptoms of the virus include a fever of 107 degrees, profuse sweating, coughing, sneezing, vomiting, diarrhea, skin rashes, blood blisters and lesions. Internal and external bleeding are common symptoms. Another common symptom is clinical depression. The number of cases range from 700,000 to 3 million people. The death toll is unknown, but it is in the tens of thousands. The People's Order, a communist terrorist organization, is planning to overthrow world governments. Japan has already fallen to the People's Order. The United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland is engaging in an armed conflict with the terrorists and their supporters. The government is deploying military forces to contain the outbreak and suppress terrorist activity. Remain indoors until an all-clear statement is given. Stay tuned for further information and instructions on this emergency.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the Federal Bureau of Investigation in conjunction with the National Security Agency and the Washington State Police Department. Law enforcement warning. A person of interest has been identified in the ongoing viral outbreak and terrorist attacks. The person of interest is named Roland Yusupov, the Ossetian Russian involved in the development of the Hempox 28 virus and the formation of the People's Order terrorist organization. Ronald Yusupov was the director of the former Soviet Union bioweapons project called Pale Horse. The purpose of the project was to exterminate large populations and destabilize government institutions. Intelligence from the Eastern European Counter-Terrorist Alliance has confirmed that Ronald Yusupov escaped to Japan after the fall of the Soviet Union and founded the People's Order in 1998. Since then, he has set up a base of operations in the downtown Seattle area. An anti-terrorist operation in Seattle has been authorized. Federal law enforcement agencies and the United States Army will storm the base of operations. It is assumed that samples of the Hempox 28 vaccine are located there. A shelter-in-place order is in effect. Do not go outside for any reason. This anti-terrorist operation may make or break the fate of the United States. This message will repeat.
The Soviet Union will be pleased to offer amnesty to your wayward vassal.
The Soviet Union? I thought you guys broke up.
Yes, that's what we wanted you to think.
This is a National Information Center statement issued at the request of the United States federal government. Since July, society has been under siege by an international terrorist organization known as the People's Order and their affiliate group known as the Women's Freedom Regiment. Both groups are far-left militants who attempted to destroy civilization with a deadly virus that continues to claim lives. However, international cooperation has saved society from collapse, thanks to the Frankfurt anti-terrorist operation and the Seattle anti-terrorist operation. The information to create a Hempox 28 vaccine has been found. Scientists around the world are diligently working to create a successful vaccine that should be available in the coming months. The creator of Hempox 28 and the People's Order, Ronald Yusupov, will be charged with crimes against humanity. The Hempox 28 virus has claimed over 1 billion lives. Those victims will not be forgotten, nor will those complicit in the terrorist attacks. The nation of Japan will be placed under joint Eastern European Counter-Terrorist Alliance and NATO jurisdiction until the People's Order is removed from power. We are not out of the woods yet, but we must stand together as one people. God bless you and the United States of America.
Epilogue: The Hempox 28 global bioterrorist attacks left over 1 billion people dead. Others ended up suffering permanent health effects post-infection. The healthcare system in most countries, especially the United States, needed massive improvement. World economies suffered a major hit. The Women's Freedom Regiment and the People's Order were labeled multinational terrorist organizations. Counter-terrorist organizations are tracking down members of each group so they could be tried for crimes against humanity. The nation of Japan became a temporary protectorate of NATO and the Eastern European Counter-Terrorist Alliance until the People's Order was removed from power.